What is going on, everybody? I am coming to you today with a Legion list, and I'm going to use some of the newer stuff that is coming out. I'm using Tabletop Admirals Builder today, and I'll go ahead and put a link to this in the description below. But this is a pretty cool builder, and I want to bring your attention to only what's available over here. They'll have only the stuff that is available in this one. But if you click right up here where it says show unreleased units and upgrades, it's going to also expand to show you the stuff that we've got previews for that might not necessarily be available yet or might not even be fully complete. So that being said, for example, if I were to say Scout Troopers, right? We have a, it's not the best picture, but we've got the, the preview picture of the Scout Troopers over there. But if we were to add them, we don't have their heavy weapons versions yet. So we don't have everything that's available for them. So then, it's kind of like in prototype. So we can't really build a detailed Scout Trooper list just yet. But that being said, it's useful to have this. And if you only want to see what's available now, then you can just turn that off. But we do kind of want to use that. And what I'm going to focus on today is our new support that recently got spoiled, the E-Web Heavy Blaster Team. These are nice for a number of reasons. First off, they're cheap. We could, in theory, span a whole lot of units just for, this is not to be a serious list, but we could put 1, 2, 3 of those for our supports. We could max Stormtroopers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we could put Veers on there. And now we have, we have 10 units already and almost 300 points to go. So we could really fit an awful lot of stuff into a list this way. And then still some more Scout Troopers in theory. Like if we did 3 of them, that would bring us to 689. And then we almost have enough for Boba Fett, which not quite. But so basically, and the point is, you're getting a pretty good gun on these guys. You're rolling 5 dice, and you can really hold down an area, but at a great price. So that much is really nice. And let me remove these, and we'll go ahead and build a real list now, just to show you. That's one of the things that I like about them is their cost. But there's something else I like about them as well, and it's the fact that they are all emplacement troopers, so they count as a trooper, and that's really important for a lot of things that that the rebels don't really have as much of right now. The rebels were able to put like a cheap AT-RT down for a while, but the problem is that wasn't a trooper, so a lot of objectives it wouldn't help with. This one is going to be great if the enemy's trying to get into your deployment zone, for example, or if you have to hold some pieces of terrain that are close to your deployment zone. It's going to be great for that because they're troopers, so it's always going to count as a trooper unit leader, and that's really important. They're not going to be able to move that much, but they do have the ability to move a little bit, so that much is great. I wouldn't plan on trying to get them to the middle of the board, but keep them kind of close to your deployment zone and have them kind of set up in a place where they can cover multiple lanes of fire and just kind of keep the enemy away, and you'll be all right with them. Or if you have the chance to deploy them on top of terrain, like maybe on a rooftop or something, then you really have a great position with them. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to try to get a balanced list. But that's kind of split up. We're going to have a couple of vehicles in there too, but we're going to have a couple of these guys, and since they do count as troopers, hopefully we'll be balanced, but we'll still have a lot of troopers for victory points and for seeking objectives. So with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and start. I'm going to put General Veers on here, and we'll give him Commanding Presence. Commanding Presence gives him the ability to issue orders at range 4. I think that's going to be really important when trying to use Veers with E-Webs and speeder bikes and things that are going to be, you've got some units that are going to be stuck in the back, some units that are going to be going really fast and forward. So I think, having Veers there is really going to help him, be able to give commands all over the place. So we're going to give him Commanding Presence. We will go ahead and add 2 E-Webs, and we don't really have to give them any upgrades. In this build, I'm not going to give them any upgrades, but I can see, they are candidates for upgrades. No doubt, they absolutely are. But in this case, I'm not going to give them any upgrades. I'm also going to put 1 speeder bike, so we're going to max out our 3 supports So we have the 2 E-Webs, we have 1 speeder bike, and we're maxed out on supports. And I am going to also put an AT-ST in there. So we're going to have 2 vehicles. We're going to try to make full use of Veers' command cards, and being able to give stuff to both, both of these, both vehicles. So and I will put the mortar launcher on the AT-ST. That's, it gives it some, some long-range capability. It can stay back with Veers if it needs to, and kind of launch mortars on the enemy, and also, it'll always be able to, or almost, you hope it'll always be able to use that Arsenal 2 and have 2 shots. That being said, we have a lot of points left over for our core, but we're gonna put some upgrades on our core as well. So we are actually, right now we have 1, 4, 5. We have 5 units already. So we're gonna add a couple of core. We're gonna add. We'll do a Stormtrooper unit with DLT, because DLTs are just great. They're one of the best units in the one of the best upgrades, I think, in the game. You're getting 2 dice for 1 trooper, which is good. It doesn't have to exhaust. It's range 1 to 4, which is fantastic, and it has impact. So impact is just really, really nice. So I like the DLT. We'll add an extra Stormtrooper unit as well, and we'll add another Stormtrooper. And I think for this one, we're just going to put the DLT and not the extra unit. I'm not sure if we're going to have the points. And then we're going to do some snowtroopers. And the snowtrooper, we're going to kind of do the same thing. We're going to do 1 fully loaded out with the flame trooper and the extra snowtrooper. And then the other one, we're going to do a snowtrooper with just the flame trooper, and then see how many points we have available. So see, we're at 790 right now. So we're having, and the thing with the snowtroopers is they can take damage. And they really just need that flame trooper to survive. So you can take 3 damage right off the bat with a snow trooper, and you just need to put that flame trooper to get in there and survive. And with the red defense die, you're definitely able to do that. It's nice having the extra snow trooper, but you don't really need it. It's just 1 extra hit point, and like the white die that they would add isn't really that big of a deal. The big thing is getting that snow trooper to go in. So now you got 10 more points. And one of the things that I would do at this point is probably go ahead and toss some impact grenades on my 2 stormtrooper units. And that's you don't have to do that, but that's a good even way to go ahead and make, bring us up to 800 points. And we have a lot of different stuff now. So we have, how many trooper unit leaders do we have? Usually if you're running, 2 vehicles, you don't have that many, but now we're able to have quite a few. So we've got Veers, we've got 4 core, so that's 5, and then 6, 7 with our 2 E-Webs. So we've got 7 trooper unit leaders, which is this, this just as many as if you had like Veers and 6 core before. So, and we've got 2 vehicles, and one of them is an AT-ST. So this is a pretty versatile list, and being able to keep, extra units like these. And these E-Webs they're tough. You're rolling 5 dice, a red, 2 black, and 2 white. With the surge to crit, they're going to do really good damage, and they're going to, have reliable damage too. Which means, that surge to crit means more hits are going to get through, even if they have cover. That means you're more likely to do damage to armored units, which is great. And if you want to make them even stronger, there's those generator upgrades that you can put on there, or you can have them, you take HQ uplink and give themselves an order. So if you're really trying to have battlefield control, I think we're mitigating that with Veers' commanding presence, so he can give, he can have battlefield control by giving, range 4 and giving those orders out all over the place. Now let's look at, the command cards is not really much to talk about here. We're going to have to go with our basic 3 standing orders, and also Veers' 3. So we'll add that. We'll add everything. Boom, 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 boom. Nothing special about that. Did I double click one? I put 2 standing orders in, didn't I? Yeah. But there we go. So we got our 4 pip, our 2 3s, our 2 2s, and our 2 1s. And you'll probably play maximum firepower first turn. And and from there on, it's up to you. The evasive maneuvers will be probably useful before that Speeder Bike gets out of range because he's obviously going to go much faster than the AT-ST. Imperial Discipline, you can just be anywhere you want it to be. It's not going to matter. In this case, you'll probably use it to give it to somebody who has some suppression to help them recover and clear their suppression. So yeah, that is the list. I'll go ahead and put a link to this down in the description below. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell for alerts, and make sure you stay up to date on all the latest and greatest. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.